Hey everybody, Kelly here. So you'll have to pardon my messy ironing board still. I haven't quite got my desk completed up here. So hopefully by the next video, in fact the next video might be of the desk being put up here. But right now, I'm trying to have kind of an easy week. I've got quite a bit going on at work, so I'm actually just sewing up some scraps right now. So these are some scraps from a project that I'm not going to be able to show you until Christmas time. Well, it's already kind of Christmas time because it's December, but I'm not going to be able to show it to you until after Christmas. And so, but these are some of the scraps from that project. So, Primitive Gatherings. I love Primitive Gatherings fabric, so. And then some Sherry and Chelsea, some more Primitive Gatherings, and some from Songbook. So all designers that I really like, so it's going to be a wonderful project anyhow. So for this week I'm actually working on a very easy quilt top. So what I have started here are 4 patches from a layer cake. So I took a layer cake that had mostly duplicates. There were like 4 prints, I think, in total that didn't have a match to them. So that gave me 38 that did match, but I actually took one of the blocks and went ahead and made it with prints that are not the same. So that's going to make it a little bit scrappy, but that's okay. So basically I have 4 patches. What I'm going to do from here is actually take one and place it on top of another one. I'm going to try to vary the colors a little bit, but again, it's scrappy, so it really doesn't exactly matter. And I'm actually going to sew them together all around the outside, completely around the outside. So I am going to finish sewing my scraps right now, and then I'm going to sew together 2 4 patches of a layer cake, and we'll come back in just a minute and I'll show you what we're going to do from there. Now we're going to take our 4 square and cut it into 4 pieces. Right down the center, one direction, and right down the center the other direction. Be careful not to move too much like I just did there. And then we have 4 equal diagonal patches. So now we can mix and match them. We can mix them up with the other patches that we're going to get from the other 4 pieces. Well, it was 10 originally, and then we made 5 sets like I just had, and each of those sets will get us 4 patches like this, and then I can either turn these back into another patch, maybe something like this, maybe totally random, maybe I'll mix them with the others like I said. All kinds of options. Just go something like that. Scooch them up here. Something like that. Could, a nice pinwheel. Let's see. Could do that as a pinwheel. Yeah, so all kinds of options from here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up the rest of them, and I'll bring you back when I decide how I want to put them back together. Alright, so I could have taken my pieces and just randomly started grabbing them and sewing them together and made a quilt top. But I wanted to put them on the board a little bit here to make sure that my colors were okay together, etc. There are all kinds of different options that I could choose. This is the one that I'm going with for now. It's kind of the last one that I did, and I thought, I like that, let's go with that. I think I don't know if you're like me, but I kind of reach a point where I'm done trying to play around, and I like this one, so let's go with that. So I do like this. I had considered actually sewing together my 4 patches, so like 4 patch here and a 4 patch here, and then doing the same technique where I take this quick block and sew together on top of this block here, and then cut them again in 4 pieces, just so that I had some smaller triangles to work with, and that I could make it even more scrappy. But like I said, I also want to, I want a kind of controlled scrappy, so I just decided on this one. I'm just going to stop here. I like this top. I'm going to sew it together. I'll have my quilt top. But I have another layer cake that I'm actually thinking I'm going to do that style with. So I'm going to basically sew together 4 patches, sew one on top of the other, cut it, do the same procedure again. We'll see what we come up with. So the other problem with this particular top was that I actually chose to do 5 blocks of 4, and so I had 10 blocks of 4. So I had 5 sets of 4, and I sewed each of those sets together and then cut them into 4 pieces, which gave me a total of 20. Correct? Trying to remind myself here. Yes, a total of 20. So you can see here, this row is actually kind of the odd man out. So if I had just done 4 sets of 4 patches for each block, I would have actually come out with an even number that would have worked better to continuously cut up into 4 pieces. So for this one, I may try doing that and then actually save a couple of the pieces for some sashing and maybe some 5 by 10 inch strips in between, something like that. I can kind of see doing like the 4 patches and then cut them up again into smaller 4 patches, and then having like a 5 by 10 row of strip in between, something along that line. So I'm not probably going to get this part done for this particular video, but I am going to get these sewed together, and I'll have this top done. And then next week I'll work on doing this project, and I'll decide whether or not this is going to be the backing for this quilt, which I'm kind of saying right now, I'm thinking about it, but I'm saying right now that the colors are very different. And so I think for this one, I'm actually going to choose this as a backing, which is also very different, but I just feel like it blends all right. So as you can see, it's such a different green than this one here, but you know, it's kind of more of an olive, so it blends pretty well with the tans and beiges. So I think I might do that as my backing for this one, and then I'll make this a separate quilt that kind of uses a similar technique, and we'll see how it looks. Alright, well, since I think this is about all the further I'm going to get on this video this week, I'm just going to say thanks for watching right now. I may be able to come back with a completed top, but most likely you're going to see it in next week's video. So thanks for watching.